What is going on, guys? Pat in the shop, and tonight we're talking crankshaft balance, how to calculate a bob weight so you can save yourself some money and do it yourself. Let's check it out. So this 383 that I'm putting together here is going to be a nice engine. It's like kind of like a hot street performance engine. It's for a collaboration I'm actually doing with Alan Gold at Gold's Garage. I needed a crankshaft for this engine because I already had the pistons and the rods. They've been sitting on the shelf, but I needed a crankshaft. So Skip White of Skip White Performance got this crankshaft off him, but what they can do, which is really nice compared to other vendors, is they have in-house balancing. So they can balance it on their CWT balance machine, but obviously you have to provide them with a bob weight if they're not selling you rods and pistons at the same time. If they're selling you everything, they'll weigh it all and do everything for you. But if you already have pistons and rods, you need to give them the information, the weights or a bob weight for them to balance your crankshaft properly. So that's what I did. I gave him the bob weight, and then they just do the balancing, send me the crankshaft, and then it's really nice because then you don't have to locally source a balancer and deal with that. You can just order the crankshaft and it shows up balanced, ready to go. So super slick on Skip White's part for having services like that. And they also, what they did too is they micro polish the journals, and they offer that for like $40, I think it is. They'll inspect and micro polish the journals. So if you're looking at a crankshaft, definitely consider ordering from them. He's been really gracious lately. We became buddies after one of my videos I made. I didn't know Skip White before, but I did a review on one of his on the cylinder heads they offer, and he reached out and got in contact with me to thank me for making that video, and told me, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. And he's been really gracious and in supporting the channel. So big shout out to him and the service they offer. I wish I would have realized what they offered sooner, because definitely a big advantage they have over some retailers for sure. But anyway, we're going to be talking about how you can weigh your own stuff at home if you're ordering a crankshaft, or if you're saying you're weight matching or anything like that. How you can do that. I got an expensive option, and then I made up a budget option. So for you guys that are doing this once or twice in your life and don't need to buy all the expensive stuff, and you can actually get really good results. So let's get into that. But I just want to say before this, when you're doing a bob weight or calculating anything, the bob weight you give is so important, because the balance job is only as good as the weights and measurements and bob weight you offer to whoever's balancing it. So just keep that in mind when you're weighing this stuff. It's to double check, triple check, and verify it before you confirm those weights and send them off to your balancer. So just make sure do your part and make sure that that bob weight and those measurements are good. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to do this two different ways. We're going to do this with our nice fixture here in scale, and then I'm going to show you a more budget version. But when we're doing a bob weight, we need to weigh 6 or 7 things depending. And when I say depending, it depends if you have pin locks or not. So we got to weigh the piston, we got to weigh the piston pin, the pin locks if you have them. If you don't have them, you're just going to put 0. Rings, bearings, the rod small end and the big end. When I say bearings, that's the rod big end bearings. And then the hard part with all this is everything is just straight weight except for the rod small end and big end. That's when this fixture comes into play, and we'll talk about that in a second. But right now we're going to be looking at this setup right here, which is this is your rod fixture. We're not going to be using that until we weigh the rods. But this scale, this is a really expensive scale. I think I looked it up, it was around 600 US. Super nice scale, very accurate. But the question is, do we need that high of end of a scale? And I'm going to show you a really budget option that turned out to be really good. First things first, we're going to weigh the piston without the pin. Piston pin. Pin locks, if you're using them. Your rings, your full ring pack, all your rings and your oil rings, everything. both shells of your bearings. All right, now for the tricky part, we have to weigh the rod. And this rod right here, we're going to talk about this in another video, but this is a scat rod. These are really, really nice I-beam rods. If you're building a real kind of more of a high performance build and you're really going to beat on it, these I-beam rods are really awesome. Super good stroker clearance. I'm not going to get into too much because I want to make a whole different video about these, but these are nice rods. But the hard part about measuring rods is you need the weight of the small end and you need the weight of the big end. And when you do this properly and you weigh the rod, if you do this right, so that's 608.4, sure you have written on there. When you do this properly, if you take the big end number, the small end number, add them together, they should be almost identical to that total weight. So that's a good way to check if you're doing the job properly. Here's a nice thing about Scat. If you look here, if you buy a set of their rods, they actually give you the big end weight and the small end weight, and they're usually pretty close. All the rods are very kind of bang on with each other. So you could use this number for a bob weight. You should always verify it, but man, these are right on. You're going to see that in a second. Like within a gram usually. When you're checking the big end weight. All right. So we're going to put this on here. And what we have to do is we have to zero the scale out. Oh, no, we have to tear it out, sorry. Tear it out. We're going to slide this on here. And so there's a couple important things here. You want to try to get the rod as level as possible. So see how the rod's sitting nice and level. And you want to make sure everything's centered. So usually I'll kind of wiggle everything and make sure everything's sitting. You don't want, if it's even cocked a little bit, like I'll push that and see how much it changes. Move that a little bit, see how much it changes. So it's really important that everything's centered because it does make a big difference. So the number we're getting on the big end here is 439.6. Okay. So we'll pull this off. We're going to remove this piece. Here's the important part too. We're going to put it over here. But now we also got to tear this again. That's got to be 0. So everything's zeroed out. Now we're going to put the small end on the scale. Big end over here. Again, wiggle it. 168.6. So there's all the information we need for our bob weight. But what we can do, so if you're having someone balance it, you can just tell them, give them all this information here. Or you can calculate the bob weight yourself and come up with a bob weight. So our total bob weight for this thing is 1717.7, and that's with an oil factor of 4 grams. So oil factor is basically is accounting for the oil on the piston, on the rotating parts, and a normal factor would be 4 grams. Some guys use 5, I think, but a 4 is a pretty common one. Doesn't make a massive difference, but that's what I use, 4 grams. So you, like I said, you can just give them all this information, or you can calculate it. I was going to show you how to manually calculate it, but I'll just put a link down below and you can just punch it all in to this website and it'll spit out a bob weight for you. It's just easier that way. All right, now it's time to bust out the budget option. So this scale right here, I'm going to show you. This scale is like 10 bucks. I bought it on Amazon. I'll put a link below. I have found this scale to be super accurate, crazy accurate. A buddy of mine works at the university, told me these real low budget scales now have become extremely accurate for the price point, and he's completely right. So take a look at this little scale, and we're going to compare the results to what we have here. All right, you guys ready for this really snazzy homemade system I made in about a half hour with mostly parts I had. The only thing I bought was this bead chain from Home Depot. Number 10 bead chain.
Couple bucks. So I have a couple dollars into this rig right here versus the super expensive one I got over there. So this was a 2 1/4 inch hole saw, some scrap wood, some L brackets I have, and that's what I ended up with. I mean, you could build a lot better, but I kind of just used what I had. Again, some scrap wood, L brackets, and then I put this bead chain here, and I'll show you how this works. See how accurate we can get this. So we're going to put this on here. We're going to tear it up. Okay, the trick to trying to get an accurate reading, so we're at 439.1, 439.2. We're within, less than a half gram of what the other one showed. But the hard part is you got to try to make sure this is perfectly centered. If you offset this again, you want to try to make something where the rod sits level and then it's perfectly center here, perfectly center there. If that is skewed at all, it throws the reading way off. So if you're making something, there's probably way better ways to make it than this. If you can put a bearing here, bearing there. I just made this in a few minutes, but I'm getting more than accurate enough results with it. It just goes to show you, you don't have to blow a ton on a rod balancing fixture if you're going to do this once. If you're doing it all the time, obviously the fixture is really nice, but this is working just fine. So for you guys that are trying to do it yourself and save some money, you can definitely rig something up like this and make it work. Let's flip it around to the small side and we'll check how accurate that is. Wiggle everything, try to get everything as centered as possible. You're gonna find that the small end is easier to weigh than the big end, just trying to get everything centered properly. And our results are, we had 168.6 before, 168.5. So we're right accurate with that.
So there you go, guys. There's a couple options for you when you're trying to come up with a bob weight and balance your rotating assembly. The same scale and fixtures and all that stuff can be used for weight matching stuff. You're gonna find if you're using aftermarket rods and pistons, the weight match is going to be really close. They do a really good job now of making sure in the sets that they're really close in tolerances and weights and stuff. So you'll find that that you don't really need to weight match that much. If you're using like old school stock rods, they're kind of all over the place. If you're using powdered metal rods, they're usually bang on, don't need to be weight matched. So it's good. Just this is another tool and another way you can save yourself some money by doing it yourself and kind of learning on the way. So if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget that like and subscribe button. I appreciate all my subscribers, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.